Hey, what's going on, everybody? Samuel Akem here, and I'm back with another one. Today, we are looking into the film of Samuel Gbatu Jr., senior wide receiver that stands at 5'10", 170 pounds at UC Davis. His 2024 statistics were 44 receptions, 779 yards, 7 touchdowns on 17.7 yards of reception. He is the top receiver at UC Davis returning. He's one of the top receivers in the Big Sky Conference returning, and he's got a lot of skill. He's not the tallest receiver. He's got good speed. I like a lot of the things that he does, and we're going to get into his film. We're going to be breaking down some of the all 22 film. I don't think we have any cut-ups in here of TV copy. I think this is all 22 film, but we're going to be breaking down his game. We're going to be looking at some of the things I like about his game, some of the things that I think he can improve on for the 2025 season. But I think this is going to be one of the top receivers in the conference this year when it's all said and done. I think he's going to have an opportunity to play at the next level depending on what his test numbers look like. But I'm very excited to see what he does. Got a lot of new pieces coming in for that UC Davis offense. A lot of guys who haven't played a ton of ball, who are going to be playing a ton of ball. And Samuel Gbatu Jr. is one of the veterans in that room. So we're going to be breaking down his game. Make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below. And we will get straight into it. Okay, Samuel Gbatu Jr., wide receiver out of UC Davis. We're going to be looking at his game. First things first, we want to talk about the big plays that Samuel Gbatu Jr. had at UC Davis. The first few clips on here that we have on here are just busted coverages. First one here is against Eastern Washington. Looks like they were in sort of a cover three. Looks like this corner got his eyes stuck in the backfield. Samuel Gbatu Jr. is going to run completely past him. Miles Hastings finds him down the field, and it's just a 90-yard touchdown, the long of his career as well as the long of the season last year for him, and it's an easy walk-in touchdown. Once again, you get another one over here. It looks like Cal Poly is in pre-snap. It looks like a cover 6. Post-snap, it turns into a cover 3 with the corner blitz coming in. That means that safety shifted over playing a third. He's playing a third. He's playing a third. This safety is expected to midline both. He doesn't. He only covers the inside tight end, and Samuel Gbatu Jr. gets an easy walk-in touchdown over the top. So these are some of the big touchdowns that Samuel Gbatu Jr. had last year, but these aren't the only big touchdowns that Samuel Gbatu Jr. had last year. So here he is at the bottom of your screen right here. You got Hutton in a pre-snap motion. Gbatu Jr. is going to run the post. One thing I really like about what he did with this post is don't just get to that post, get to your break point and just run to where you're going to break to. That leaves that doesn't do anything for that defensive back. They're only going to squeeze that window and close down that window. What I like about what he did right here is once he knew he was getting ready to break, he leaned into the space of that corner before breaking it off and going to that post angle. Now, what did that do? That got into the space of the corner, that got him off balance, caused him to fall. Now, I don't think that's necessarily what caused him to fall. I think he might have just tripped over Gbatu Jr.'s feet, which is not great. But he did lean in and try to create more separation. Hastings found him deep down the field, and Gbatu Jr. was able to finish it in the end zone. Really big time play right here. Great job on the post. I believe he is there. A lot of times he is lined up as their X receiver. He's to the field side right here, but really good route right there. Really good completion. Great way of making the catch. Good ball from Hastings, and he's going to finish that in the end zone. Really good job from Gbatu Jr. Here you go right here. This is a schemed up play that they're going to run, but I think Samuel Gbatu Jr. ran it to perfection. So they're going to run the two posts to the front side, eating up that front side coverage from this corner and this safety right here. Gbatu Jr. is going to run a deep over, but he gets to the deep over window a little bit differently. A lot of times when teams are in zone, these linebackers are going to pass off under. So you look, Gbatu Jr. starts on an under angle, and you look at this linebacker. Watch this linebacker point. He's trying to pass it off. Let that backer know, hey, somebody coming for you, somebody coming for you. Let these guys know, got somebody coming. Right as he does that, they get their eyes over here because it's working on the boot, so they're going to try to run to cut that angle off or be over top of that route to be able to make the tackle if he is to get it, or for these guys to be in position. Right as they point and decide that, hey, we're passing this off, they get their eyes off of him. Nobody's looking at him. What does he do? Slip right behind them and get into that deep over window for the easy walk-in touchdown. Ran to perfection by Gbatu Jr., drawn up perfectly by Tim Plow and that UC Davis offensive staff. And I mean, it's just a beauty. So once again, a schemed up play. You got to have the right pieces in the place to run the schemes right and get into the right windows to score those touchdowns. But good play, good execution right here from UC Davis. Good play from Samuel Gbatu Jr. as well. Here we go right here. Gbatu Jr. is going to be at the top of your screen. He is going to run what I believe is a deep post. Really good job. What I really like is the drive phase. One thing I love about Gbatu Jr.'s game is you watch him all the time, and one thing receivers and receiver coaches are always saying is make it look like a fade, make it look like a vertical until it's not. Really good initial stem, driving off the ball, getting into the space of that defensive back to eat up and get on his toes. Once you get on his toes, make that break, and he separates. Obviously, it's not a great, it's honestly not a great ball from the quarterback. It hangs up in the air a little long for my liking, but Gbatu Jr. goes up and catches it at its highest point and makes the big time play. Really big time catch on the 50-50 catch right here. I mean, something that shows up on his game. He's not the tallest receiver, but he can play tall at times, and he showed that right here by going to make that play right there. Another thing I love about his game is he's not hitting that post break and immediately looking. Look at the beginning of this clip right here when he's on that post break. He's driving, he's running, he's not looking immediately. That's something that coaches try to coach all the time. Let's take it back to the end zone view. That is an example of why he gets all of this separation on this post break. It's because he put that head down and drove. He's not immediately looking for the ball. A lot of times receivers, when they hit that post break, they're hitting that post break and immediately looking for the ball. You're not going to get the ball right there. Set that angle, run out of that break, set the angle for the quarterback, and then look for the ball after a few steps. So you want to get that post break, hit that post break, drive out, and then look for the ball, which he did, which helped him create all that separation. The ball was a little short, but he went up and made the catch for the 50-50 catch. Really good job right there. Great catch with the defensive back throwing his hand in there. Really good job from Gbatu Jr. Really good job. Here you go. I really like this release. Good footwork. He's shown quick footwork at the line of scrimmage, being able to create separation in press coverage. I love this release right here. Not too much wasted movement. He comes to balance right here, and then Hezzy's inside. Just a quick jab move to the inside to give that just the slight separation that he needs right there. Then he's going to stack the defensive back. Really good job right there, and be able to find the ball and make, once again, another 50-50 catch. Another 50-50 catch. Good job from Sammy Gbatu Jr., but I want to take it back to the release. The release is really good. Quick release, and then stack that defensive back, put him in your hip pocket, keep him behind you, and be able to make that big time play. Great job right there. Really love that. Here you go right here. Gbatu Jr. is going to be at the top of your screen as the number 2 receiver right here. He is going to run a seam, little reroute right there from the defensive back, from that nickel defensive back right there. He's going to get into that seam window, and Hastings is going to find him. Once again, another 50-50 catch, big time 50-50 catch right here, and he lets the defensive back know about it. Yes, sir. That was me. Yes, sir. Surprised he didn't get a penalty here. He might have got a penalty. I didn't see it in the 22, all 22 cut up, but just an amazing catch right here from Gbatu Jr. The route is what it is. I didn't think Hastings really, I didn't really think this was the throw here. But there's not much here with this defensive back rerouting. That hitch route is not really there. That defensive back is close enough to justify Hastings not throwing that. This cross hash is not really here either a cross hash or an in. It really is him. He put it up, gave him an opportunity to go make a play, you or the other guy, and Gbatu Jr. chose himself. Really good job right there. Big time play. Here we go right here. He's at the top of your screen. They're in this tight formation. He's going to run this deep over right here, and just gets into that window underneath that safety. Good ball from Miles Hastings. I love how Sammy Gbatu Jr. Goes up and attacks the ball in the air, catches it at its highest point, doesn't let it come to him. Go and get it and tuck it away immediately. You don't know where that safety is behind you, but really good job. This is like a deep over or a deep post. And he's just getting into that voided zone through that cover 3. It's really ends up being a cover 3 from this Sac State defense right here, and he's getting into that empty void right here. I think 143 yards for Samuel Gbatu Jr. in this Causeway Classic game last year was his biggest output of the season last year, and then he had 134 against Eastern Washington. So 143 against Sac State on 5 receptions and a touchdown was his best game of the 2024 season. Really good job from Gbatu Jr. Get the end zone view right there, him go up and make the catch. Really good job. Here you go. You got this Eastern game right here. He is going to run a crossing seam where he's getting to that seam window right there, and it really looks like Eastern Washington's in a quarters pre-snap. That safety's going to come down on that read on that play action right there, which eats up his eyes. He's a little late, and Sammy Gbatu Jr. slips in that window right behind him. Really good job right there on that seam window throw from Hastings, and good route from Sammy Gbatu Jr. This is probably a cross hash because they're running the wheel on the outside from the inside receiver and running the seam on the inside from the outside receiver. And he gets into that seam window and finds the throw. Perfect throw from Hastings. Really good touchdown pass. Good catch from Gbatu Jr. as well. Good job. Here you go right here. Now we are going to get into some of the more intermediate routes from Gbatu Jr. He has a decent route tree. He's ran a lot of the routes in the route tree, and he's shown a success to run those routes. And I like some things about his route running. So we're going to talk about some of his intermediate route running here. He's going to run this in route right here. Really ends up being like a dagger in route. And one thing I really love about this route, I love about this route, a lot of times when you have these routes that are break at 10, fade to about 15, he's breaking this route at about 10 yards and fading to about 15 on the end. One thing I love that he did is watch when he hits his break here, there's no drift. Absolutely no drift. And what do I mean by drift? He's hitting that break at maybe 15-16 yards, and let's give the 41-yard line as his break point. That's where he wants to be, and he wants to be no higher than the 41-yard line. He doesn't get any higher than the 41-yard line. He catches the ball damn near at the 40-yard line, actually, because he's attacking it, staying on that line, staying quarterback friendly. You don't want to drift upfield and give that defensive back another opportunity to get in the route and intercept it or break it up. You want to stay flat and be very quarterback friendly. Be quarterback friendly. What do I mean be quarterback friendly? Keeping a good distance between you, the ball, and that defensive back. And Sammy Gbatu Jr. does exactly that by staying healthy on that line, not drifting off his line, and being very quarterback friendly with the ball. Great job right there. Great route right there. Bottom of your screen right here. This isn't a super extensive route. It's just a little fallout route at about 8 yards. What do I like about this route? I like how I mentioned a little bit earlier, his posture in his routes when he's driving off the ball is really good. He does a good job of keeping his head down, driving downfield, not showing any wasted movement, and then not showing anything outside of maybe it being a vert. And then once he hits his break, there's no wasted movement. Good footsteps, maybe a step or two too much in this break, but a good break right here to separate and make the catch for the first down. Really good job, because he didn't even have to fly him by. You know, a lot of times we call it fly by when we're going to put our hand on the DB's back and throw him by, or use his momentum to throw him by. We're not ever OPI. We're just using their momentum against him. But he doesn't even have to do that. His speed is so good in the drive of this route that once he puts his foot in the ground, the defensive back is already out of leverage. Really good job on that route. Really good job on that route. Like that a lot. Like that a lot. Here we go. He's at the top of your screen right here out of this quads formation, and he's just going to run a pivot route. Really good job on the pivot route. Good footwork at the top of the route. No wasted movement in that break, and he's getting out of that break. He didn't even have time to get out of that break. I like how Hastings just gave him the ball now. Don't wait for him to get out of the break to give him the ball. Give him the ball now with the ball and get the ball in his hands and let him do what he's going to do with it. Decent rack ability. I think that's something that Gbatu Jr. could work on for the 2025 season, is his run after the catch ability. It's not something that shows up a ton on film for him. A lot of his catches are catch and tackle, or catch and maybe he's getting 5 to 10 yards extra rack after that. But I'd love to see him really extend his run after catch ability in the 2025 season. That's something that could show up much better for him on film. Really good right here though. Really good right here though. Here you go right here. He's at the top of your screen. And he's going to get in that voided window after the slant. They're in a stack formation. He's going to run a stand. He's going to get past this flat defender or this press defender, which is that backer right there. It really seems to be a flat defender in this backer right here. And get into his route on the slant. Once he get into the slant window, not a super defined slant break, but good posture in that break. And then really good job of being able to go across the middle, make that catch, and take the hit. You don't see him go across the middle a ton and make catches a ton throughout the season, but this is one of the really good catches that he made across the middle against a Cal opponent early on in the season last year. So good play right there from Gbatu Jr. Here we go right here on this slant at the bottom of your screen. I had one coaching point I wanted to put on here with this one. Really good route. Really good route. The slant, you would love for him to kind of hit that slant break, reestablish his vertical, and then break it off. Nonetheless, it's a good route, good catch, good reception, good everything. I mean, he got the first down. He got everything they wanted to do. It's an RPO, so he's not really the number one read. They're reading the run first. There's a lot of hats in the box. I like this slant read a little better, and he pulls it out and gives it to the receiver. But you would love the route to maybe just be a little bit cleaner, just a little bit cleaner. Hit your release. Good. I like the release. I'm not mad at the release. Come to balance. Give him that move to the outside. You get your inside leverage. Reestablish vertical for a step, maybe even 2 steps, and then hit that slant break. Now, obviously, timing has to play a part into this as well. You want to get to that window where your quarterback needs you, but I think you could have added maybe a vertical step in there, keep those shuttle vertical, and then maybe chicken wing them off to get to the inside. Good route nonetheless, good reception nonetheless, and good catch. It was a tight quarters catch, and he made the catch. Here we go right here on this in route once again. Good break. Nothing crazy about this in route right here. He probably drifted a little bit more than you would like him to. He's hitting it at 50. If say he's hitting his break at 51, you want him to be no deeper than, you know, the 41 or the 46, 44. 44, yeah. He's hitting it at the 49. You don't want him to be any deeper. I said the oh my gosh. Anyway, forget what I just said. Good route right here. Decent break right here. He drifted a little bit out of the break, but good catch in close quarters. Really good job of being able to make that catch, tuck it away, and secure the catch. I mean, good job for the first down. Deep reception right there. Really good job. Here you go. On the seam route, he gets rerouted quite significantly, and that's probably another thing you maybe improve on for the 2025 season. You see him get rerouted quite a bit, and he gets put off his line. This one is a big one, but it showed up multiple times on tape against Cal, showed up a few times against this team. We saw it earlier in this cut up alone, but getting rerouted, getting pushed off his line. He's not the biggest receiver like I mentioned, but one thing he did do well is go attack this ball, being quarterback friendly. Once again, you see the quarterback kind of put the ball up there, stay flat on your line. I'm not sure what this route was supposed to be. Based on how he finished it, I think it was supposed to be an in route from the number 2 spot, like an in route, get off that reroute and then get into this in window. Maybe they were going to high-low something, because you got the under coming in from Land Larson right here, so maybe they were going to high-low it with the in and the under. That's what I see. He gets to it a little late. Hastings still gives him the ball, and he goes and attacks it, and then gets a little rack ability onto it afterward to get tackled inside the 10. Really, really good job right there. Really good job right there. Great job right there. And then another one on this fallout. Once again, the drive off the ball is phenomenal on this. Digging, and then it's a vertical until it's not. Watch when he sets it down, drops those hips, and gets out of the break. Really, really good job. Very efficient route right there. I love to see very efficient route running, no wasted movements in the break, and he gets out of the break and makes the catch for the first down. Really good job right there. Really, really good job right there. On the under, good read right here. You're running a mesh concept, so mesh, he's meshing with this tight end, and then Chaz Davis is running the OTB route over the ball route. You got a flat route, and then you got a wheel on the other side. You got an arrow this way, a flat arrow this way, and then a wheel on the other side. Really, you're trying to read these three, reading this triangle in here. Samuel Gbatu Jr. finds the hole in the zone, sits down, don't overrun that window, and then turns it into something afterwards. That would be considered an explosive play, depending on how you dictate your explosives and non-explosives. Okay, these next plays on here are going to be plays that, you know, I felt like Samuel Gbatu Jr. was open on. I felt like he ran good routes on, but for whatever reason, him and his quarterback were not on the same page. This first one is a seam where, you know, I like everything about this route, and obviously I feel like it's a post. It seems to be a post from that slot position. He's getting underneath that apex defender, over top of that safety, and then he's in that window, and it looks like quarterback's arm kind of gets hit over here. It looks like he gets a little pressure in the pocket, and he's not able to follow through with that throw. But I thought Samuel Gbatu Jr. was in good position for this throw, beating that safety and getting in the spot where he needed to be in order to potentially make a catch. Had he been able to give in a better ball, this might be a big time touchdown for him. He might have had a 200-yard receiving game against Sac State last year. Good route right there, though, I thought. He go right here. He's going to run the fade. Well, the reason I put this fade on here is because I like it. It reiterates the technique I was talking about earlier. First off, really good quick release, quick footwork at the line to get the separation you need. Now I'm even. I'm then going to stack the receiver. I think he might have stacked maybe a little too hard on this one. He gets a little too far inside to where the ball is a little back outside of him, where he's not able to adjust to make it. But I do like how he's overemphasizing that stack. That stack cannot be overstated. You always want to stack the defensive back. If you can get him in that trail position, put him in that trail position. It's just him and his quarterback were not on the same page. But I like the release, and I like the technique with the stack. It looks really good. That's how you want your receivers to do it. But you also got to know the time in the game, the down and distance, the situation. You got the safety coming in from the inside. Your quarterback's probably not going to lead you in that way. He's going to lead you away from that safety, and it just wasn't able to be a completion for some whatever reason. Now I really like this route right here on this quick out. I like the footwork at the top of the route, and I like how physical he is. He just didn't catch it. It's just a drop right here, just a blatant drop, a wide open drop. But I love the route. I love how he uses it to get open. First off, the motion. What does that tell us? It's man coverage. That means that guy's covering me all the way. His eyes are on me. He's not even looking at the ball. He's on me. So I know I got man coverage. He's probably going to have a little bit outside leverage on me because I just came in motion. So he's going to have a little bit outside leverage. What am I going to do? I know my route is getting me to the outside. How am I going to get out there? Really good footwork at the top of the route to freeze the defensive back. Using my hands, very physical with my hands, swiping down that outside arm to be able to create that separation. And I'm using that right arm, right chicken wing to push away a little bit. And just need to make the catch. But really, really good route right here. Love this route. Loved everything he did to be able to get open. Good for, I mean, the footwork at the top, the little stutter at the top of the route with the shoulders is great. Freaking great. Just got to finish it and make the catch. Here we go right here. Once again, another good fade route. Good release at the line, really good quick footwork at the line of scrimmage. The defensive back is not fully pressed. He's a little further back in his press coverage again right here. But what are we gonna do? Use my feet to get him off that spot. Then I'm gonna stack him. He doesn't stack as hard as he did in the past right here. Maybe this is post that, maybe this is after they maybe had a conversation of that earlier play. Either way, he doesn't necessarily stack. But the ball just hangs up in the air a little bit. The quarterback really gets a little pressure in his face, isn't able to step into his throw right here. Gbatu Jr. has the separation he needs. I mean, this could have been a reception. It's a good route from Samuel Gbatu Jr. He did what he needed to do in order to create the separation. Him and his quarterback just weren't on the same page. But really good release, really good footwork at the line of scrimmage, really good speed to drive off the line, and just wasn't able to come down with it. Tough play right there. Here we go right here. I really love everything about this comeback route. Great posture in there. So he does a really good job of driving off the ball. He hits a little stutter in here showing maybe I might be coming back. Nope. Really good drive. Watch his head. Watch his head the entire route. His head is down running the entire route. Drive, 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 and then really good footwork at the top of the route to come out of it. Obviously, he didn't get the ball here, but really, really good job of driving to your full depth. So let's say this is maybe a 20-yard comeback. He gets 18 to 20-yard comeback. He gets nearly to that depth before hitting his break and coming out of it. Had the quarterback had enough time to be able to get him the ball over here. The quarterback released the ball a little earlier, but I think Gbatu Jr. might have been the throw here. Really good route. Great work. Great right there. That was good. That was really, really good right there. You go right here. I put this on here because I like the move at the top of this stem on this seam route. Little rocker step at the top where he drives out the ball. Once again, really good drive phase in a lot of his routes. He's driving out the ball. Good rocker step. He stacks. Just, you know, the little fly by the defensive back, which is a hold. I am a receiver, so I'm a little biased. I think this is a hold. He does pull and tug a little bit. Samuel Gbatu Jr.'s got a little bit of separation. The ball's just a little bit inside, and they weren't able to connect on it. But I did like the route. I like what he did to be able to get open. I like how he stacked the receiver once he did get open, pulls in behind him. I mean, I think he has enough to be able to get a completion here. They just weren't able to connect on it. So that is going to conclude the Samuel Gbatu Jr. breakdown. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about his game. I think he is a big-time receiver. I think he's somebody who's going to be a big-time piece for UC Davis in the 2025 season. I know he's going to be a big-time piece. They had him at the Big Sky Media Day. I was able to chat with him there. I think he's going to have a big-time season. Who knows what he's going to do? Who knows what UC Davis is going to be? But I think Samuel Gbatu Jr. is going to be a big reason why they are successful if they are successful. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think about his game. Make sure to leave me a like. Make sure to comment down below. And I will catch you guys next time. See you later.